this week's episode of the Cedric Black Podcast, and I'm your host, Cedric Black, as you may have already guessed, and you already know this. And I want to thank you for showing up again, especially if you are a first-time listener, if this is your first time visiting this podcast. I really appreciate you taking the time to give me a chance to earn your ear. Thank you for showing up. And if you are a returning listener, that means that you value something that I'm bringing to you every week. And every week, it's my job and my goal to make you aware of the relationship between noise pollution and mental health and the impact that it has on our well-being. So if you're new, not really used to the term noise pollution or what it means, it refers to any unwanted or excessive sound that disrupts our peace. Any sound that we can't control that takes away our peace. That's it. It's that simple. But in this episode, in this series that I've started, the series is the impact of noise pollution in the workplace. And for this particular episode, it's the impact on employee productivity and job performance. And I'm always coming across an article because I'm always researching and reading articles to get and gather information to bring to you, to share with you. So the article was a research paper from the University of California, and it showed that people in open offices can see their productivity drop by 66% compared to people who work in private offices. So even if you are a social person who thrives in busy environments, the noise still affects your output in some way because there's so much distraction. But there's more to it than just getting distracted. Too much noise can mess with our brains and make it harder to remember things. It can make it harder to pay attention and make it harder to process information. And what I mean by that is just imagine if you're trying to work on something in an important project, if you really need to focus on it while someone is blasting music nearby. It's not easy. You can do it, but it's not easy. But I guarantee you would not want to try and do it every day. You wouldn't want to try and ignore the music or find a way to process it or filter it out. You wouldn't want that environment every day because it's not easy to do. You would get irritated. And get this, noisy environments can also zap your motivation and can make you mess up a lot more often, especially on jobs where accuracy and focus is really important, like an accountant or a software developer and a doctor. How important is it for a doctor or a surgeon to be able to focus in a noise-free environment? Think about people who work in construction, who work outside and on construction sites, who build buildings and bridges. Think about the machinery that they work with. And they need to focus because of the level of noise that they have to deal with for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, 40 hours a week, for most of them. That's a lot of noise to process. And there's a lot of pressure to put on yourself to remain focused because of the importance of your job. Some of us are more sensitive to noise than others, like myself. And I really like having control over my environment, which is why I work from home. I can control a lot of the loud noises around the home. Now I can't control what happens outside of the home, but inside of the home, I can control a lot of the loud noises. Now, as opposed to open offices where you have no control. So the bottom line that I want to stress is that noise is annoying. It is disruptive, but it's not just that. It's a big deal for how much we get done. And it's something that I believe companies need to think about if they want to keep their teams working efficiently and happily. headphones, earplugs are the two most common things that you can do. Because I know every company can't invest in soundproofing the office environment. I know that's probably not in the picture for some places, and that's a big investment. If you're an employee or an employer, those are things that you can look at. Those are simple things that can be done. I'm a big fan of headphones and earplugs because I use them all the time. Well, thanks for hanging out with us this week. And remember, keep an ear out for noise. Until next time, take care and stay focused.